This is just kind of a short video, but I feel like something's kind of interesting here. I hear just like the full data mine thing for Vergilius and the combat counter. Like, and of course, the 90 clash powers, 90 clash powers is everything. Of course, heated puncture, scorching incision, and following the flow, and I shall open the pass are likely just, bro, God's ass. How does that even happen? But mostly just, in reference to Gladius, since, White Hawk Gladius, the Gladius or Gladius, and, Thermogenesis, my super Thermogenesis. I think that's kind of a stupid name. Yeah, the singularity doesn't matter. I'm pretty sure it's just represent how, Gladius is burning hot and it just burns people. He doesn't do burn though. He doesn't really do any burn though, so I don't really get it. I don't get it. Yeah, everything intentionally unobservable, so, we don't know how busted he actually is. And of course, 90 clash powers are just so that he can actually properly one-shot the HE level Pectorum, which is actually quite impressive feat, It's like be able to one-shot that level of Pectorum. Of course, like other fixers definitely are able to do the same, but the difference between one-shotting them or just be able to kill them eventually. So I feel that it's quite interesting here. Of course, the Renegades. Scorching, following the flow, I feel like is a more interesting one. But, Vergilius' idea of the flow. I have looked at a bit of the actual Roman poet Virgil's poetry for this kind of stuff. But I don't really, but I'm pretty sure I found a few references similar, but they're probably just like, the deal what you should. That's quite a simple philosophy thing that's common in everything. Of course, I shall open the past. I'm pretty sure it's just like about how Vergilius is the one to get us out of the basement and defeat the Wild Hunt. Silence. I don't actually know if this is a reference to Black Silence, so it had a ton of chords, but I don't think it's exactly that. Yeah, but and of course, the after ego skills are just all question marks. By the way, this skill is the one that he uses in the cutscene. It's just that you usually don't get it since the Pectoral managed to just die at the first few coins, especially considering the attack rate here. Yeah, but I find it kind of interesting why these have to be question marked. Like, are they just bored of naming the skills, or all the skills references ego and his will and stuff like that, and that's a bit too spoilery. Even with Leviathan, of course, the red gaze. Against enemies with 50% more of enemy skill against student awful HP. Then you get the time power for it. It's every 20. They felt like the Renegade seems to exclusively better seems to be exclusively targeting units with high health. Maybe this is just for the one-shot potential, but let's be honest, he does not need to bind or the attack power down. So I feel like this is actually based on his actual mechanics. Again, most dangerous man in the city want to go for one shots or be willing to turn the tide of battle by having your opponent be ahead on HP. I don't really get this one. My Hawk Gladius, and bird stuff, since it's a freaking flaming sword. Bloody Tears. I don't actually. This probably isn't named as his ego, since blood tears, blood barrier. Anyway, though, that it is in fact blood. It is in fact blood that the ego is manifesting. It takes 3% use of max HP, damage cannot kill after attack heal. But the whole point. The whole point that he seems to actually have a kind of weird kit. Being built around intentionally losing health in order to gain more health back. But I guess that's the whole theme of blood. What's his ego form? He has the crown intentionally, and the crown causing him through his blood and the blood forming to the cape. Mostly a lot of people mentioned how he's kind of similar to the Blood Fiend's ability. It's not exactly similar to the Hard Blood arts of Don Quixote, since, the Hard Blood arts kind of uses them to turn into weapons and stuff, but the spears and stuff are quite similar. And again, how else do you attack with blood, other than turning them into spears and throwing them at people? Seriously, how else do you do that? Of course, blood barrier. But also, this is quite interesting. Feel around HP lost, or the opposite, weakening enemies with full HP. So I guess it's the whole point of the sea. This might also be, good against hordes of enemies. against hordes of enemies, both due to his good AoE and his ability to debuff enemies at full HP, since they'll have full HP when they enter the battlefield as a full horde. And I feel like this one is the most important one. The Eyes of a Friend who died, I guess. I think it's probably died or passed. Since like the amount of slots is quite consistent, and like Dante's are opening ones, the 5 block ones, I'm pretty sure are for aspects. The street block one probably is actually ego, since in the Kurokumo thing where Dante also had similar things. The street Blake thing, this definitely doesn't make sense for being ego. So I really don't know this kind of stuff. And of course, Shin and Mong, generates Mong based on SP, and SP consume SP to generate Mong and deal more damage. Alright, Shin is based. Wait, when Shin generates Mong and consumes SP, yeah. The Shin and Mong mechanics are probably like introduced since we really don't properly fight anyone with Shin or Mong. And of course, Jiaqiu has Shin and Mong, but he just doesn't use them during the fight. The Lion, the Wolf, and the Panther have them, but their whole point that they're meant to be kicking our ass, so they don't really need a kit, do they? And I guess this is all I really have to say for this kit. Holy hell, it's 30 to 40 speed. Guess he really is a color fixer.